If both purifying tribulations and toxic chaos can appear as calamity, what distinguishes the two?
What distinguishes?
Purifying tribulations and toxic chaos.
Sounds poetic. Toxic chaos. That should be your next record. Tribulation and chaos. One draws us near and one pushes us away. So when someone believes and they're being tested by the Divine, there's also attraction to pull near, because it's coming from Divinely Presence, and inspirations are coming to the heart that draw near to your Lord. You're a believer, this came, now pray, this came, now try to get an understanding of how to resolve this issue. So imtihan and tests, when they come to those whom believe, they have an inclination that this is coming from above. When they're guided, the immense gift of guidance is, oh, my shaykh is saying that there's testing coming. So immediately they go into their mode of meditate, contemplate, go into sujood and get resolution, get energies, solutions on how to traverse this difficulty. Toxic environments push people away from the Divine. So somebody out doing toxic things and toxic friends and horrible things, they're going farther and farther. That's not drawing them to Allah, that drawing them very far away from the Divine, the Presence. It's only by the grace of rahmah of Allah if He guides somebody, and then you see like, oh, they were going here, they were going there, they got in a horrific accident and in the hospital they believed. So that's different. The people whom have toxic environments, negative energies, just by this law of energy, the more negative you put, the farther you repel yourself from the positive. You can't draw closer to the positive. So that's what the shaitan wants. So interesting is they want to talk about philosophy, because kids love that, oh, this philosophy. We don't believe in philosophy. And when you try to take Greek philosophy and other forms of philosophy, any type of education that not based on Divine, take you out of belief. If your intention, 2-3 students intending to go to college, if the intention is not taught by the parents that when you attend knowledges it's for the sake of glorifying Allah, it has to be our foundation. Because what's shaitan's intention for knowledge? To disprove Allah. All of colleges disprove Allah. That's why they want you to argue with the professor. Bad adab, and come back and everyone say, I'm a scientist, there's nothing of God, I'm a scientist, there's nothing to do with God, astaghfirullah. So if that's the intention, then the intention is most important. So everything's foundation in the path of knowledge is to glorify Allah. So when they talk philosophy they say, oh, I was talking the other day, said, oh, whatever is coming is by intuition is supreme. But when you hear these philosophies they don't acknowledge Allah, and most important in this experiment we call earth, they don't acknowledge shaitan, because he's teaching them and he wants to veil himself ever in the subject. So you'll never hear that they talked about shaitan. If you don't mention shaitan then you say everything based on intuition, and intuition is true. So that's not true, because you're telling me you're inspired to have coffee, so that's true. So but the guy is inspired to do crack. That's not true inspiration from God. The element of shaitan has to be understood in the formula. That's the game that we play. Allah says, I'm sending you on this earth but there's a shaitan there. His role is to block all intuition from heavens. So no, it's completely different. When you take out the God element and then you take out the shaitan element, this lab is completely false. So in every lab when you want to do an experiment, what do you have? You have fire. Why? Fire is a catalyst. So if I want to see what happens with these two elements, I put them under the fire and it's a catalyst, it will bring out what's there. Instead of waiting 10 years for something to happen in your lab tube, you put it under fire and in 2 minutes you'll see what's happening. Well then where did we get that from? So Allah has the same thing. If two of you are on this earth, I'm not going to wait 500 years to find out what your character is. I'm going to throw one fire in between you and that fire is going to get under you and get under you, and now your two elements will come out. We'll see, okay, what is making you agitated, what making you agitated. This is the role of shaitan. So yeah, Islamic ulum and knowledges are based on the foundation is the to glorify Allah and always in our formula the element of shaitan has to be understood. He's there as a part of this game to bring out certain elements. That's why when we talked about Einstein, he believes but his science was not based on belief. He didn't believe that anybody deserves to believe. His belief was for him. His was to propagate disbelief to the masses of people. Belief is for him. But to propagate disbelief, that's not Islam. Islam is to make a knowledge to glorify Allah so that when you spread it people would believe in Allah. Otherwise what? Allah needs you to be a big scientist for what? For like a Nobel Prize? None of them were noble. They gave a prize to a person who made a bomb that killed the whole world. What was noble about that? Should be like unknoble prize. Right? That's what he said. Shaitan is opposite of everything. We are the people of who? Shaitan is the people of who? Because everything he has uqdai, he's like very jealous of heavens. So we're always making something the opposite. We have one staff, he has two. He has the snake on one staff, he has two snakes going up the thing, and he's going to give the world, he's going to give health to them by putting out chemicals to kill them all.